Welcome back to Battle Cats. In this video, let's talk about Story of Legend 18-1. I will be using 20+0 ITF1 to do this. So without further ado, let's get started. If we do this stage normally, 3 Arosts will spawn. Obviously, we don't want to deal with 3 Arosts. So I'll first demonstrate how to cheese this stage. The cheese is very easy to do and I highly recommend cheesing the stage. And the replicate difficulty of this solution is something like this. In the opening, we spam meat shells and send out 5 dragons. If the level of your dragon is higher than mine, just send out 3 to 4 dragons. Now we have 5 dragons, stop sending them out and slowly push forward. Now I'll explain how this actually works. The enemy cap of this stage is 6. Which means that if there are already 6 peons, nothing else will spawn. So we make 6 moves stuck behind the base, hogging the enemy cap. Normally, Arost will spawn once the base hits 342k HP. The music would change, but Arost won't spawn if you do this correctly. Keep in mind we shouldn't use units with long distance or wave attacks, because they will kill the moose behind the base and then Arost will spawn. By the way, you can also use Crazed Wall as meat shield. This way you don't have to tap so many times. And the replicate difficulty of this solution is something like this. Though I don't recommend the normal solution, I'll still demonstrate it once. First of all, I'll show the No Gacha solution. This is the first stage we have to use both Crazed Dragon and Crazed Legs. Otherwise, we don't have enough firepower to kill our Arosts. More Crazed will be used if we can't make any progress in future SoL stages. And the replicate difficulty of this solution is something like this. Before we touch the base, we want to stack a bunch of dragons. Because the stats of Crazed Dragon is better than the normal counterpart, we want to stack more Crazed Dragon. This way we can deal a ton of damage to our Arosts. Don't send out Samba before we touch the base to avoid deployable limit. Turn on the CPU after touching the base. Normally, the first Bahamut will die and we can use the second one to kill our Arosts. After that, there's really nothing important to say. If you don't have any craze, you can use some gachas to do this stage. This lineup uses 4 rare units as meat shield and parries as area attacker. But the front line still can't get the same strength as Crazed Wall and Crazed Whale. You can replace Valkyrie with better units like Figure Skating or Pole Vaulter. And the replicate difficulty of this solution is something like this. In this solution, we need to stack 3 Bahamuts before touching the base, and use these 3 Bahamuts to kill our Arosts. That's all you need to know about this solution. I will not explain the details. As always, we can use both Gacha and Crazed in our lineup. In this lineup, we use Crazed Wall and Crazed Whale as meat shields. A stronger frontline leads to a significant difference in Paris' survivability. And the replicate difficulty of this solution is something like this. In this solution, we don't need to stack Bahamets before touching the base. Other details are similar to the previous solution. And that's today's video. I have nothing else to say now. Thanks for watching, I'll see you next time.